Solve each equation or inequality. Write your answers to parts B and C in interval notation. Part A, the absolute value of the quantity 1 minus 5x is equal to 3. So with the absolute value equaling a number, we break that up into two distinct problems, which are the expression 1 minus 5x equals negative 3, or the expression 1 minus 5x equals positive 3. And now we solve each of these independently. So in this case, we subtract 1 from each side. Of course, they add to 0. We get negative 5x equals negative 4. Whoops. Okay. Now we divide both sides by negative 5, and we get x equals positive 4/5, because a negative divided by a negative is positive. Or, in this case, we subtract 1 from each side, and we get negative 5x equals 2. Again, divide both sides by negative 5, and this time we get a solution that x is equal to negative 2/5. So, x is equal to negative 2/5, or x is equal to 4/5. Part B, the expression absolute value of 1 minus 5x is less than or equal to 3. In this example, what we do is we set up an inequality of negative 3 is less than or equal to 1 minus 5x, which is less than or equal to positive 3. And now we solve all three parts simultaneously. Subtract 1 from each of the parts. So we get negative 4 is less than or equal to, these add up to 0. So it's negative 5x, which is less than or equal to 2. Now we need to divide each side by negative 5, or each of the three parts by negative 5. But remember, that means we need to switch the direction of the inequality. So, negative 4 divided by negative 5 is positive 4/5. We switch the symbol to be greater than or equal to x. We also switch this symbol because we're dividing by the negative 5, and 2 divided by negative 5 is negative 2/5. Again, you could rewrite this, reading it from right to left, where you would say negative 2/5 is less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to 4/5. We need to write that answer in interval notation. So again, reading it backwards, we start at negative 2/5, and we include that because of the equal to part of the inequality. Comma, it goes up through and includes 4/5, again, because of the equality part of the inequality. So our answer, negative 2/5 to 4/5, including both endpoints. Part C, the expression, the absolute value of 1 minus 5x is greater than or equal to 3. In this situation, we write that the expression 1 minus 5x is less than or equal to negative 3, or the expression 1 minus 5x is greater than or equal to 3. Solve each of them separately. Subtract 1 from both sides. We get negative 5x is less than or equal to negative 4. Divide both sides by the negative 5, which means we have to reverse the symbol, so we get x is greater than or equal to 4/5. And it's positive because a negative divided by a negative is positive. We have the word or, which will go between our two solutions. Here we subtract 1 from each side, and we get negative 5x is greater than or equal to 2. Once again, divide both sides by negative 5 and reverse the direction of the symbol. So that yields x is less than or equal to negative 2/5. To write this in interval notation, we start with this one where x is less than or equal to negative 2/5. That starts at negative infinity, goes up to and includes negative 2/5, so we use a bracket because of the equality portion of that. The word or means union. So then we write union, x is greater than or equal to 4/5. We start at and include 4/5, and then goes up through positive infinity. So that's our solution in interval notation.